viewers, and many thanks for joining us on the show. A distress call in the middle of the night. Mass gunmen at a business premises. Then a gun battle between police operatives and suspected kidnappers along one of Ondo State's busy highway corridors. By morning, police said 2 suspects had been killed. Several others had escaped with gunshot wounds, and weapons and personal items had been recovered from the scene. The incident has once again placed kidnapping and highway crime at the center of public concern in southwest Nigeria. The big question is this: does this operation mark another breakthrough in Ondo State's fight against kidnapping, or does it show how bold criminal gangs have become near major roads and communities? For residents who travel through the Akure-Owo Expressway, the police account of the incident will be both relief and concern. Relief because security operatives responded quickly. Concern because 7 armed men were allegedly able to invade a business premises in the early hours of the morning. According to the Ondo State Police Command, the incident happened at about 3:30 a.m. on Wednesday in Ilu-Abo, along the Akure-Owo Expressway. The command said operatives attached to the Federal Highway Patrol Unit responded after receiving a distress call about the presence of armed men at Olaya Block Industry, located beside Ilu-Abo High School. Police said preliminary findings showed that about 7 masked gunmen had entered the premises and demanded to see the owner. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Abayomi Jimo, said the patrol team moved swiftly to the scene after receiving credible intelligence. On arrival, the suspect allegedly opened fire on the officers, leading to a fierce exchange of gunfire. According to the police, 2 of the suspected kidnappers were neutralized during the encounter, while other members of the group escaped into the surrounding bush with suspected gunshot injuries. Police said items recovered from the scene included a locally fabricated pistol, live cartridges, 4 mobile phones, face masks, and 2 ATM cards. The bodies of the deceased suspects were reportedly deposited at the State Specialist Hospital in Akure, while the case has been transferred to the Anti-Kidnapping Squad of the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. The command has also appealed to residents and healthcare providers to assist ongoing investigations. The SP Jimo urged hospitals, clinics, traditional healers, and members of the public to report anyone with suspicious gunshot injuries or unusual movements to the nearest police station. The appeal suggests that police believe the fleeing suspects may seek medical attention while attempting to avoid arrest. This incident is significant because kidnapping has become one of Nigeria's most troubling security challenges. Although it is often discussed in relation to northern states, kidnapping for ransom has affected many parts of the country, including the southwest. Highways, farms, isolated communities, construction sites, and business premises have all become potential targets for criminal gangs seeking money through abduction, intimidation, or robbery. Ondo State has strategic importance because it connects several parts of the southwest and serves as a transit route for commuters, traders, students, and commercial transport operators. Any rise in violent activity along major roads threatens not only personal safety but also economic movement. When people fear traveling, businesses suffer, transport costs rise, and communities become isolated. The police operation also highlights the importance of timely intelligence. In many kidnapping cases, the first few minutes can determine whether suspect escaped with victims or whether security forces can intervene before crimes escalate. In this case, police said a distress call enabled the patrol team to move quickly to the scene. That cooperation between citizens and law enforcement remains one of the most important tools in preventing violent crime. Security experts often argue that community intelligence is especially valuable because local residents usually notice unusual movements before formal security agencies do. Strange vehicles, unfamiliar faces, late-night gatherings, suspicious injuries, or sudden movement through bush paths may all provide important clues. However, citizens are more likely to share information when they trust security agencies to act responsibly and protect informants from retaliation. The recovery of face masks, phones, cartridges, and ATM cards may also provide investigators with leads. Mobile phones can sometimes reveal contacts, call records, locations, or communication patterns. ATM cards may help identify victims, suspects, or possible financial links. However, investigators will need to establish the origin and relevance of each recovery item before drawing conclusions. At this stage, the police account remains the official version of events, and further investigation is expected to determine the full details. There is also a broader debate about police encounters involving suspected criminals. Supporters of strong security action argue that armed gangs must be confronted decisively, especially when they open fire on officers or threaten civilians. They believe such operations send a message that kidnapping will not be tolerated and that criminals cannot freely operate along major highways. Human rights advocates, however, often emphasize the importance of due process and thorough investigation after every deadly encounter. They argue that even when suspects are killed during police operations, authorities should document the incidents carefully, preserve evidence, identify the disease, notify families where possible, and ensure that official accounts are properly recorded. This helps maintain public confidence and prevents abuse of power. The Ondo State Police Command has described its approach as intelligence-led policing supported by enhanced operational strategies. The command also thanked members of the public for their cooperation and urged residents to continue providing timely and credible information. Such cooperation will likely remain essential as police search for the suspects who reportedly escaped. For residents of Ilu Abo and travelers along the Akure-Owo Expressway, the incident is a reminder that security is not only a government responsibility. Communities, transport workers, businesses, traditional institutions, hospitals, and ordinary citizens all play a role in detecting threats early. At the same time, government authorities must continue strengthening patrols, improving response times, equipping security teams, and ensuring that arrests lead to proper prosecution where suspects are captured alive. The killing of 2 suspected kidnappers may be seen as an operational success for the police, but the escape of other gang members means the case is not yet closed. The next stage will depend on whether investigators can track the fleeing suspects, identify the wider network, and prevent further attacks in the area. In the fight against kidnapping, every disrupted operation matters, but lasting safety depends on dismantling the groups behind the crime before the strike again. For more updates and in-depth analysis, stay with us on News Express. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.